What's good, y'all? Welcome to the firing range. We get lined up and I'll line you up. You understand me? Today's victim is none other than typical Eagles fan, and I have done a video on him a long time ago on this account, but this idiot needs to have an explanation. Okay? Until today. You know, I was on my other account, doing my business, on my Rams fan please, and he comes by, doing typical Eagle shit, and you know what? He comes on his second account that apparently has a logo of the Titans, and I don't know, it doesn't say, he says it's a sim league, but I highly doubt it. Because if it was a sim league, he should have said in his bio, it's just a sim league, not a team I like. Okay, it's just a sim league. And then you put proof that you actually are. It's actually a sim league. Okay, you just don't put pictures out for no fucking reason and put names and just man, I can't even speak anymore. This kid, okay, he was upset. He was saying that the Eagles were gonna get Jalen Ramsey. Let me tell you why he didn't get Jalen Ramsey. You know the quarterback that you have right now, Carson Wentz, the dude that can't stay healthy for an entire season. Might explain to me that Wentz is fucking overrated. And he believes that the Eagles would have still won that Super Bowl if Carson Wentz was the quarterback. No, you wouldn't have. Name me one big game Carson Wentz had this entire decade. The only big game I remember Carson Wentz having was against the Rams, and he got hurt that game, and Nick Foles finished that game. Who won that Super Bowl for you all? Nick Foles. Who is famous for getting Philly that Super Bowl? Nick Foles. Who was the underdog? Nick Foles. Who built a legacy by the Eagles? Nick Foles. Who won games when it mattered? Nick Foles. And plus, you would have never made the playoffs with a 9-7 record if Carson Wentz never got injured. Let me ran down the laundry list for you. Lost to Mariota in overtime. Blew a 17-point lead against Cam Newton. Got swept by Dak. And lost to Kirk Cousins. And couldn't even beat the Julian Edelman Patriots team. Because Tom Brady didn't do shit. What would have happened if you would have Nick Foles? You could have traded Carson Wentz to the Lions for that first round pick, and then you could have traded that first round picks for Jalen Ramsey. And boom, you got your Super Bowl MVP, and you got arguably one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. And plus, it's win-win for your future. You have a Super Bowl MVP, Nick Foles, that can possibly lead your team to glory and have a couple NFC Championship runs and probably, hell, even go to another Super Bowl. Nick Foles is swagger. On a talent perspective, yeah, Carson Wentz is better, but when it comes to winning big games, Nick Foles gets it done. I don't give a shit if you didn't do shit in Jacksonville. Under Doug Peterson, it worked. Why'd you fuck it up? Why? Carson Wentz doesn't have it anymore. He hasn't been the same since his MVP. Since the game he got injured. Some Eagles fans are already typing, Carson Wentz is the answer. Carson Wentz is the MVP. Carson Wentz is the truth. We would have won that Super Bowl game if Carson Wentz was the quarterback. No, you wouldn't have not won that game. He lost to Russell Wilson like 3 times this decade. He's like 0-3 against He's 0-3 against Russell Wilson, and he lost to Matthew Stafford, lost him Matt Ryan, and he had a couple chances to win those games. He almost blew a 19-point lead against a 9-yard offense, Chicago. He lost to Kirk Cousins. He got blown out by Dak. He got blown out by Dak on Sunday night. Okay. What if Nick Foles was the quarterback? You could have had like more wins with this guy. Probably a division title. Okay. Under Nick Foles, it worked. Okay. Sometimes quarterbacks can be great system. Ryan Tannehill with Mike Vrabel, it worked. Case Keenum with Mike Zimmer and Pat Shurmur, it worked. Matt Nagy's team with Nick Foles, it worked. Why did you screw it up? Explain that to me. You could have had like more Super Bowls with Nick Foles as your quarterback. But can you really trust Carson Wentz to stay healthy for a season? It kind of made sense for Jalen Hurts to be drafted because they can't trust Carson to stay healthy anymore. So what typical? You thought you were getting Von Miller. Von Miller, yeah, doubtful. Maybe you could have gotten Le'Veon Bell with those couple of first-round picks that you traded Wentz for. You probably could have gotten Le'Veon Bell and Jalen Ramsey. But no, because of Carson Wentz and his ridiculous cap space. That's the reason why. That's the only reason why you're never going to win a Super Bowl unless Nick Foles comes back. Okay? You know, they were the underdogs, but going into... Nick Foles give the team confidence. Like going into Chicago, you know... It wasn't Nick Foles' fault that Jeffrey couldn't catch the ball. You don't know how the Eagles could have won. So, I really hope that you guys see, because he's now a Titans fan. It's probably because Wentz lost to Mariota in overtime, and they were a dominant threat this year going to the NFC Championship under Ryan Tannehill. So, and probably would have they saw it and be like, wow, what would happen if we had Nick Foles? Probably would have never been in Seattle, but probably could have had a chance. You know. So that's it for today's video. This isn't like, alright, that's it for today's video. Let me get this over with. Typical, you know what to do. You did before. Go up to the line, turn around, put a smile on your face.